Hey guys, welcome back to Double D Vintage Baseball Cards. My name is Dylan, and I am going to give you guys a tour of my collection wall. And not just my baseball cards tonight. I've wanted to do this for a long time. This collection wall you see here, and as you see it continues this way, I'll use my bat, a mini bat, goes this way, and then also it goes on this side of the wall. This is all my wife's artwork. I'll do a quick view of that just so you guys can see it. My wife, she's never even shared that. So I'm not going to get crazy detailed in it, but it's really special. And then it also continues this way and continues that way. But I'm not going to do a full circle, but I am going to talk about all these cubbies and each individual collection, not in great length and detail. Some more than others, like I have, you'll see, but I have cubbies, like, I'm not going to show all my wife's cubbies, but she's got one right here, is memory of her grandma Dorothy, who I knew very well, and we used to go party with her up at Laughlin. She lived out there in Bullhead City, actually. Man, that was so fun. She'd always try and feed me vodka, plastic bottle vodka. The worst hangover my entire life was up at that house. So when we have a loved one pass away, we build, we have a section and we have spots for all of them. Like at my Oman Opas, you'll see, and my grandma, Pat's, and just all my childhood stuff. I collected, I saved it all. My parents did not throw it away. I wouldn't let them, and they were cool about it. Could put it in their attic. They didn't know, didn't care. So I got it finally, and this isn't all of it. I just pulled some stuff. So I wanted to give you guys a tour of that. Whether you are interested in seeing it, it's okay. It's something that I want to do for the future self of mine or my family. Just have it, like, the video of it. And just so you guys are aware, I built this whole thing. Everything you see, including this wall, including, what's in here. This is, a secret little passageway. And all this, every single piece of wood I hand cut because I was practicing to work for my father-in-law in construction, and I really wanted to get good with my skill saw, like the big red ones, gnarly ones. So I actually hand cut everything on this wall. The other stuff I used a table saw, but the first round I did was literally I cut every piece by hand just for practice. And then it took years to complete this whole room, probably 2-3 years, because it went through different phases. I had one phase where it just wrapped one thing. I'll probably insert some pictures of, I will. You know what? I will actually edit in this video and put some pictures of the process and me building it before it's painted, like all the steps that went into everything spackled, and then all the glass is UV museum grade glass that I ordered. I cut it. Cutting this stuff, you have to cut it in reverse on your table saw if you ever do it, so it doesn't melt and it doesn't chip it. But it's a nightmare. It is a nightmare. I might give you guys a tour up top with all my wife's inventory of her business, and then I have not all my baseball cards, but the ones that are organized up there. I have 5,000 count boxes other places and other secret storage zones, but that stuff's ready to put into my collection. And I move stuff. So without further ado, a couple more things I just want to share real fast is I forgot what it was, but it was on Hobby Hotline. Anyways, I entered with my Instagram account, and I won a hobby box of football. This was like 3 months ago or something. I never got it, and I was telling my wife, I never got that box that I won. She's like, you should tell them. And I didn't for like a month because I was like, well, maybe it'll just show up. And I won something. I wasn't going to complain, but finally just said, hey guys, I never got the box. I don't know if you shipped it and it got lost. So, dude, they were so cool, and they sent me Topps. This is like those the jumbo box. I haven't opened a hobby box, let alone a jumbo box. Never opened a jumbo box, but a hobby box of baseball cards in a long time because I'm just retail over here. Boom, buy my blaster. So really appreciate that, you guys. Rex, thank you for sending that over. Man, so stoked on that. I got a card to share right here, and I shared it on one of my shorts. Dude, I bought this card. Pull you guys in. I bought this card, And I didn't even remember that I had the shirt because the shirt's yellow, right? And then I got the card and I had the shirt on and I go, oh, dude, no way. I was telling her, I realized it in front of my wife. And I was like, look at this. And then she's like, oh, wow, that's really cool. And I go, isn't it so sick? So really stoked to add this one. Shout out to Mangini, Stardrill. I think he hit off of Stardrill. If I'm not mistaken, I think he pitched to him or he caught with him. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like that was the guy. And then I got 2 more cards. I've been getting real nostalgic lately, hence me sharing this, which I've wanted to do for a long time. Found these cards in a box up there, and they've been with me since my childhood. This one specifically has been in this case since I was a kid. And I actually loaned this out to my nephew to hold, you know, just to like, hey, I told him about it, and you know, it's an 84 Ryan Summer, but, you know, screwed out case. I've had this card my entire life. And then this Brian Taylor pulled out of a pack. And I always bring him up because, you know, dude, this was like $12 when I pulled it. And it's just insane, though. Funny the case is, right? This one actually is indented in, so that's cool. This one's just full flatliner. Okay, well, without further ado, I am going to grab the camera. And I have a new stabilizer camera that it's on. And I also redid this card wall. And I'll get to that. It'll be at the end. I might do a separate video on that later because that's more how much I put into organizing that side, but I really want to dive into my collection aspect. So here we go. I'm going to grab the camera. All right, let's see how this thing works. Oh yeah, so I'll give you guys a tour of the office. Kind of a roundabout way. Right up top there is, well, I hit the stop button by accident. So excuse me, right up top there is storage. I got my baseball cards over here. That's my organized stuff like I was talking about. My wife has a business up there. I'll take you guys up there real fast. It's really cool. So you kind of look around up there. Oh yeah, this is a fun little toy I got. That's all her inventory. And obviously that's mine. Super cool. Bring you guys back down. I'll give you guys a deeper tour of that one day. But I'm going to back you guys up here. So bear with me. I'm going to give you a tour of this side of the wall. So this is all my wife's artwork that she has done for clients over the years and for herself. You know, like bathing suit companies and Roxy and Billabong and all kinds of cool stuff. And I custom made this entire wall. Everything is hand cut. And we put a lot of her stuff, like those are real bathing suits and a real button up there, just samples of stuff. She has loads and loads. Maybe you guys will like this one here. Yeah, that's on the wall in the office. Pretty cool. Yeah, just really cool stuff. So thought I'd share that with you guys since I know she would never approve. Boom. That's as far as you're getting today that way. So let's start. I'm going to grab a little light just so we can have a good... And there's a weird little light on this thing. We'll see how that affects it. But I'm going to start down here, you guys. Now, this area down here is... This cubby right here is just old memories that I have of my... what do you call those box cars? Or, gosh, what do you call those things? It says on that trophy, Pinewood Derby. This was like my pride and joy. I made that 100% from scratch. My dad did not help me with that. He's a master craftsman, everything in life. But I was on my own with that, and I got third place. I was so proud. The people who won, their dads pretty much built theirs, so I was so stoked. And there it is, racing. I have a picture of it back there. Let's see, zoom you in. I don't know if I can or not. Nope. And then I got my Robin Hood Little League pins, and me and Robin Hood Little League and soccer. And yeah, I was a Boy Scout as well. I went all the way to Boy Scouts, and then quit. And then there's the Space Derby I won. And then this next cubby is just some mementos. This is kind of a dusty cubby because I got my plugs in there. This is for running the light right now. I got my first license when I was 16. Rollerblade wheel. My first real skateboard, for half pipes and stuff was right there. And I won that chest. It's in Catalina. It's got some really cool mementos in there. And then White Sox. I forgot I played for the White Sox. That's so classic. Oh, man, I got to make another baseball card. You'll see what I'm talking about in another time. We'll move on up here. This is my Oma and Opa. This is theirs. And my Opa, he was an amazing man. The greatest words I ever heard from another human to me in my life was my Opa told me that my dad was the best human he ever knew in his life. The most kindest man on the planet. So that was my Opa, my mom's dad, talking about my dad. And my dad's still alive. We are very close, best friends. But to hear somebody else tell you that you already knew that your hero was that cool and that great, really meant a lot to me. And my Opa worked on the Apollo missions. We have history that goes way back to, he has a lot of patents on the space shuttle and the space Apollos. They still use a lot of his stuff, and all like the DC-10s, all the chairs and I guess you'd call it the seats, all designed by him, and a lot of the switchboards. And this is his stuff he would give me over the years. He gave me his ring, gave me his gold watch. That's my Oma's knife, her letter opener that I always loved. And when she passed away, that was my keepsake that, all the grandkids, we got to go pick something. And I always wanted that off her desk. We were very close. I'd go over there every week when I was in high school and take them out to lunch. Or they would take me out to lunch, but I'd pick them up. They lived in Seal Beach. This is my Opa's passport. This is them, of course. And just some really cool, that's the Apollo mission pin. And I've got all his business cards. And he wrote a novel about himself and his life and our family tree. And it's really, really cool. Just awesome. Moving on here before I get crazy emotional. And this is, you guys probably remember all this. This is marbles and pogs. And I grew up playing marbles and pogs. And I was the king of marbles because see that steely right there, we call it in the back? My dad was a welder and he worked on oil fields. And he would come home with boxes of ball bearings. Shiny, indestructible, no rust, like ball bearings. And they were like gods. So I still have my collection of marbles that I won from all the kids. I never bought a marble in my life. But I won everything because of those free Steelies. And I have a giant case that probably weighs 100 pounds of epic marbles that I won from kids when I was a kid. Those are those track ones. Remember those track cars that go on the electrical things? I forget what they're called. But those are my favorite planes right there. And then you move on. Move on over here. This is my Grandma Pat's booth. And she passed away a few years ago. That's me and my sister playing in her house that I talk about. She was the ultimate collector. You guys, going over to her house was going to another planet. It was like going back in time. Nothing had been touched in that house in 100 years. It's like a 100-year-old house in Pasadena. And it looked like a castle when you walked in. And she had Barbie dolls stacked 8 feet tall. I'm not kidding you. Like all the way to the ceiling. And every room was filled with collectibles. It was nuts. And so we got to play in one room in the house. So this is stuff from there. And those are those little grow things. When I was a kid, when we'd go up there, we would always do those. So, and that thing in the back right back there, it was a magic toy. And then that's a wallet that I played with when I was a kid. We had a box, me and my sister had a box of toys up there that we would go through. And they're just junk toys. But I loved them. And my uncle gave them to me. And there's some blocks back in there. My uncle gave me the box with all the toys in it. Well, probably like 5 or 6 years ago. Oh, it meant so much to me to see those again. So move on up here. These are my favorite all-time car and, those type, like the Hot Wheels style. And that jet, I flew that around for hours on end. Played with that Bigfoot in the mud. Like, look at those classics. All these ones, that motorcycle, every one of these means something to me. Every one of these I played with as a kid. I didn't rebuy these. And look at those smashed ones. See that smashed one right there? It's so cool because that smashed one, me and my buddy we would, me and my buddy Danny, zoom in on it. Oh, that's all right. Me and my buddy Danny would, when we were kids, we'd run out in the middle of the street and we'd put our cars out there. And you see that one's all smashed up? We put the ones, out there and watch cars drive over and we're like, yeah, boom. And then we would get yelled at so bad by some drivers. They'd stop and just snap and then our parents would get pissed. And we still kept doing it, because they'd shoot up into like their engine compartment and just, oh, it was so much fun. It was ridiculously fun just putting them out there and watching guys drive over them. More Bigfoots. Move on up here. I got my mini Micro Machine collection. As you can see, I won at the OC Fair in California. A lot of you guys will know this place. They have a collectibles showcase, and I loved it. And so when I got old enough, when I was 7, I entered and got first prize. Greatest Micro Machine collection. They probably gave them out to all the kids, but it wasn't just kids that put collections in there. Baseball card collections, anything under the sun. I know it says 1978. My dad's dyslexic, and I'm dyslexic. It's actually 1987. So I always read that and I go, yeah, okay, now I know why I get words backwards and read words backwards or write them backwards. My dad did it too. He's the one that typed it up. So move on over here. This is my Nintendo section. These are all the original games I had. Not all the games that I had, but these are my games. These are the ones I played with, my discs. I gave away Baseball Stars it's at my sister's house, so I can always get it back. And that was probably my all-time game on that. And that's me and my buddy playing in my room. You can see baseball cards in the background, which is so cool. And then a baseball and a glove hanging up. I always zoom in on this photo. There's a basket back there filled with baseball cards. So, I was probably 12 years old or something like that, playing Nintendo. That's my buddy Dave Windsor. We're still best friends. He comes and visits me all the time. So I'm still friends with all my friends I grew up with, basically. Then my Lego, go a little faster now. All my Legos, as a huge Lego fan, more Micro Machines. My Legos, when I was a kid, I won a Lego contest. Put this down. I won a Lego contest where we were at the mall and you had to guess how many pieces were in this giant statue. I won the grand prize. Whatever it was, I got the closest and I won this giant set right here with the boats. And they were like a dock and all kind of, and I won a whole bunch of t-shirts for all my friends. Dude, it was sick. It was like the greatest thing I ever won up to that point in my life. And I forget what these guys are called, but they have those magnets on their feet. They're just really fun toys. More Legos. And you can see I did a little, what do you call it? Like a scene, right? I got guys catching sharks. I got a guy hooking up the stuff on his boat from the upper deck. Just really fun for me to build these things. All right, we'll move on up here. I've got my, what do you call those? The snow globes. I collected these everywhere I visited when I was a kid. I get a snow globe. So I just absolutely love these things. I took all the water out of most of them. There's a couple with a little left. And a lot of them drained out in shipping and just in storage over the years. So really fun to have these out again and see what's up there. All the states. I never flew when I was a kid. Didn't fly till I was in 8th grade for an 8th grade trip with my dad. We just drove around in the motorhome that my Oma and Opa gave us. And that was just the greatest thing in the world. So move on over here to my wife's section. I'm not going to talk about those. Those are her deal. But she did not collect. She saved all her toys from childhood. And when we look at our stuff, a lot of people think, like, our friends think we still are buying this stuff. And then there's nothing wrong with that. But we're not. I'm not collecting. She's not collecting dolls anymore or Hello Kitty. And I'm not collecting Hot Wheels. Nothing wrong with that if you are. But a lot of our friends still, like, buy us, specifically buy her, like, Hello Kitty stuff and everything. And I just laugh. Because I'm just like, they think you're still collecting that stuff. And she's like, I know. I don't have a heart to tell them I'm not. I just have it as memories and like inspiration when we're in our room, because she's an artist and it's just fun to look over and see your childhood staring at you, because we had great childhoods. So it's really fun. She got some cool stuff up here. Remember that the Taco Bell one. And then she's got one of those like okajamis, or God, I'm saying it so wrong. You know, those things that you feed the animal. That was before, oh yeah, there it is. These guys, someone out there will remember these. What are they called? They're, Tamagotchis. Gosh, I was off. Tamagotchis right there. Oh, you got those guys. Troll dolls. All right, we'll move over. We'll move along. I'm going to take you guys up here, up to the top. And look at these guys right here. I got these are old books that I read as a kid, my old Tinker Toys. I have loads of Tinker Toys and the metal ones, Erector sets. My dad was way into them, and I have his from him when he was a kid. We played with them constantly when I was growing up. Got my whistles, my train whistles. You guys remember that thing? That was also in the box. Kaleidoscope. And then if you look up here, I've got my baseball stuff. Now, if you go all the way up there, you'll see the Ted Williams. That was in my room growing up as a kid. I treasured that sign. It's been on my wall my entire life now. And then I got some trophies up top. I pretty much threw away all my other trophies. I kept my MVP ones from Little League and stuff. But I did end up throwing most of my other ones. I think I threw away all my surfing trophies. Actually, I think I kept my baseball ones, my surfing ones. I threw them all away except for a couple. Just need more room. And then I got my baseball card report from when I was a kid. And Cal Ripken was my favorite. Now, the problem is I originally put the whole report up here. And then I wanted to read it. And I started reading it. But then like 4 years ago, I put it in a box. And I can't get to it. I'm so bummed. And I started YouTube. I'm like, dude, I want to read it to everybody. Because I want to see it again. It was the 6th grade or 5th grade hobby report. I think a lot of people probably did it. This is my first binder ever in history, and my greatest binder. I think I got a studio set in here. Studio sets in there. So I did do sets. I mean, there were a few sets. I always say I never did sets, but I find that I have done sets. I got packs in order, 1981 all the way to 1990, and then I got some Fleer packs. Just some cool stuff. And then you come down into this zone and card lover territory. Let's see if I get the lighting right. Let me turn this one off. Guess that didn't do anything. All right, well, whatever. You guys are just going to have to see a little bar. Hard to get good lighting when you're filming glass. So the top row, as you can see, just some classics that I just love these classic cards right here. Rookie cards, all rookie cards. And I would have put this one in my top list too, this Carlton Fisk over there. I just had it on display and I forgot about it. I got my Mike Trouts up here on the wall. We're really stoked to see these every day. Got my Angels theme going. I got the golds going. And then I got, all these guys. And then you move on down to the vintage sanctuary. Shout out. Let me shoot you across here too. Go back here. I got my 1955 double headers and 64. Got my Nap Lajoie up there, 1911, the Mecca cigarettes set that has another card on the back. I love it. So do the 55s. You guys know I love combo cards. Got my Jackie Robinson right there. I'm going to redo this display because I just found out, I think from Scott, Stukes cards. Gosh, I'm going to get it wrong, but I'll tag him in this. I got the info I didn't know these made a scene. So they make a scene so you can connect them in a certain way. So I'm gonna do that. I got my Jaws theme, and I still have some I need to add to this wall, actually. And I got one from Ken's Cardboard. I got one from Adam, Vintage Sanctuary. And I got one Tiger Shark recently from Shane. So I'm going to be redoing that wall soon. But I have redone this one and I haven't shown you guys. So I got these guys up here. Just want to do some sideways cards, whatever you call those, sideways cards. I got my combo card row, which you guys have seen that combo card row before. But that's kind of the only row. That's the only other row I kept. Let me get you guys, let's see. It's the best way. Okay, right here. All right, so I got my 57s. You got some oldies but goodies. I got my 54s. Trying to get the right lighting. I got my 54s right there. Got my Goudy cards. And they go in order. Some more just lovely stuff. You guys can kind of see what I'm doing here. You know, I'm not explaining every single inch of this because this was more about my collection today. And I'll probably go through this. But you guys can kind of understand. I actually have a theme going on the card wall right now. And yeah, I just really stoked. I love it. And I've had this for about 3 months looking at it. So it's been really fun to just keep diving into these things. And then you guys know this side. I got some more packs to add too. Got one from Shane, Shoebox Legends I got to add. Go up. I got my surfing cards. That one's from Jesse. Think 77, I think it's called. But Jesse's his name. He gave me one of the first videos I ever did. He pointed me to that card. And actually, he used to surf Huntington Beach. So, you know, it ties into it. Really cool. I got YouTube cards right here. I'm going to be redoing it. I'm going to put some more YouTube cards out. You know, friends that have given me cards, stuff like that. So, there we go, you guys. I think we'll end it right there. Well, let me put you guys back on the stand. Right there. All right. Well, dude, that was really fun. I'm glad I did that finally. Sorry, I'm out of the screen. I'm glad I finally did that. It's something I wanted to do for a long time. I wanted to share a little bit more about myself. You can kind of get a more gist of how I, you know, been collecting my entire life. It's a passion. It's something that brings me joy and like a peace inside. I talk about it all the time. It's, you know, when you're in those moments in life where you whether you're on the beach having a Corona or you're laying down taking a nap or you just hit a home run in softball or I don't know, those moments where you're just like in a euphoria, peaceful, zen-like state. And that's what collecting, that's what baseball cards do to me. That's what this room does to me. When we walk in here and I'm doing work, I'm doing my taxes the other day. It took like 9 hours to do all of our taxes. It looking around gave me a sense of peace, and I didn't get frustrated and aggro like I could have because I just go, okay, well, when I'm done, I got to go back into this little magical world that we created. That's not a normal thing. Most people don't have rooms like this or like yours, or most people don't collect things and collect baseball cards. There's so much joy to be had in collecting that I think people miss the boat. And collecting doesn't have to be, you know, the most expensive collection in the world versus your childhood nostalgia that is worthless monetarily. It means so much and it brings me so much joy. So I can't encourage collecting enough. Not like anyone watching this bar isn't a collector and I have to speak to them. Like, obviously you watch this video this far, you're a collector of some sort. I can't stress enough. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for everything, all the motivation, all the great comments you guys always leave me. And thanks for watching this video. I appreciate it. And yeah, that's it, guys. Okay, till next time. Maybe I'll take you guys upstairs, go a little deeper into my binders a little deeper. I don't know where I'm going. But okay, thank you guys.